where my head's at, you don't even want to know.
My legs just weren't turning over as fast as I needed them to.
I mean, yeah, the reason I needed a win today is because I'm training for a 2:30 marathon, and this is what a week of my training looks like. So one of the questions I get asked most frequently is, how do I manage to fit in all my training as well as my gym sessions in a single week, and what does my training look like? So I'm going to try and explain as much of that as possible in this one video. Disclaimer, I do this full time as part of my profession. It doesn't mean that this is realistic for you, and it doesn't mean that you should be copying my exact training to get the same results as me. I highly advise figuring out what works for you and maybe finding a coach that will give you the right advice or tailor a program specifically towards you. So with that out of the way, this is what a full week of training looks like for me. So let's talk about just my gym sessions. My gym sessions, I would normally train on the Monday, Tuesday, and on a Thursday, Friday. Monday and Thursday would be upper body in the gym, and Tuesday and Friday would be legs in the gym. I do that because Tuesday I'd train after my harder run, and then Friday I'd train after 2 days worth of 2 hard runs on a Thursday. And that would give me enough time to recover my legs by Sunday, which would be my long run, and then Tuesday would be after my tempo session already, so enough time to recover the legs by Thursday before I do speed again. Those would be my sessions in the gym. And then on my running, Monday would either be a rest day or it'd be a nice easy run to shake out the legs after Sunday's long run. Tuesday would be speed session before I do my leg day. Wednesday would be an easy run to flush out the legs again. Thursday would be a double session, either double threshold or a track in the morning and then maybe another track in the evening. Friday would be easy, again, flush out the legs, and then I have my leg day obviously. Saturday would be a shorter, easy run just to keep the legs ticking over before my long run on the Sunday, which would be predominantly distance I'm trying to get, but sometimes I will sprinkle in some speed or some marathon pace stuff into that Sunday long run. And as the weeks go on, so as we're getting closer and closer to race day, more and more of those Sunday long runs will look like race day prep. So I'll be carb loading on a Saturday night, I'll be eating the same breakfast on a Sunday morning, and I'll be hitting 10, 12, 14, up to 24K of race pace on that Sunday. So that's what a week in training looks like. In terms of specific sessions, you can go a bit more in depth into them now. So my upper body sessions, I like to train upper body, and I think it is super important for, even if you are a runner, to train upper body. It doesn't mean you have to train for size, but you do use more than just your legs when you are running. You use your chest, your shoulders, your back, your arms. You do want to have enough muscle so that these muscles around here aren't cramping up. They can actually help you with the movement of running. And then when I'm doing lower body, I would do predominantly unilateral work, because you only ever run with one leg at a time. So I only like to train one leg at a time, unless I'm doing something like hack squats or deadlifts, obviously both legs. But other than that, I try to train unilaterally. So on screen right now are like all 4 of my gym sessions. And this is what Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday look like pretty much every single week for me. And then every week I'll just progressively overload. So I'll add 2.5 kilos to a bar, or I'll just add a couple of reps per set. And that's what I've been doing for the last 16 weeks. And that's what I'm going to continue to do up until the week of the race, where I will taper it down and bring the volume down. And I sprinkle a deload anytime I start to get tired. So that'll probably be every 6 to 8 weeks. I'll put in a deload where I am probably hitting the same weights, but reducing it from 8 to 12 reps to 3 to 4 reps. Just to make sure that I can give my body and my muscles enough time to recover, and so I don't get injured. Running, let's talk about running. Running at the moment, the last 15 or 14 weeks have had around 100K on my peak weeks and like 60K on a deload, and then we'd work our way back up. But going forward, we're going to be pushing the boundaries a little bit and pushing to around 120, maybe even 130K, with an additional speed session every single week. And that will be that double threshold session on a Thursday. And that is to ensure that I feel as quick and as confident as I can possibly be going into race day. So it's going to be tough to try and manage that load on my legs, because I normally run around 100 kilometers at most, but I do think it is necessary to get additional volume in, because the more you can run while still tolerating that load or managing that load, the better and more efficient runner you're going to be. It's just the nature of it. There are diminishing returns, obviously, but there is also a reason elites are running 100 miles plus a week and being able to tolerate that load. If you can make the same progress on 60 miles as you could 100, they probably wouldn't do 100. So I'm trying to push as close to 130, 140 kilometer weeks as I can for the next 6 weeks before we taper back down for Chicago Marathon. The issue, I will tell you in a bit, is that I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling, so I'll explain that after my session. But today's session is going to be one of those speed sessions that I mentioned earlier. It is Tuesday today, so the session will be as follows. Alright, so we are halfway through our warm-up, and today's session is going to be 2 by 5k at marathon pace with a 3-minute recovery in between. Nice and easy, pretty stable session, and where my head's at, you don't even want to know. Just want to limber up. I have had a bit of a hamstring issue as well. I feel like anytime I do a bit of speed, I need to visit Adrian for it, because like my left hamstring kind of just, you know when you got like an awareness of it?
Yeah.
But it's not like, it's not tight or torn or whatever, but I just feel it. How would I describe it? You know in them like Voltarol ads where there's got like a red circle on a, that's what it feels like. It feels like that red circle.
I tell you what though, you never have any issues with those calves.
None, not one. They're bulletproof at this point.
What socks are these? Runner.
Runner, yeah. Shout out Runner. Alright, we are done with the warm-up. We are about to go into the session. Let's get to it. Too early to tell, but so far so good. I feel alright holding this pace.
Good.
But let's see if it...
We've just hit the end of the downhill.
Huh?
We've just hit the end of the downhill.
Yeah. I was flying down that. We're about to touch it uphill now. Here is the 5k mark, yeah. Not over there, my bad. That for once, for the first time, actually felt like a little bit hard in the marathon pace, but it didn't feel like 5 or 10k pace, which is what these sessions have been feeling like for the last 2 or 3 like sessions. So I'm actually very happy with how it's going so far. And I mean, yeah, the reason I needed a win today is because since coming back from Montenegro, which I'll talk more on in a bit, my body's just been like not where it needs to be. Dealt with a little niggle, and then the past 3 actual sessions, not just runs but sessions, have felt so much harder. That marathon pace has felt almost impossible to hit comfortably or even be able to talk in between. Today felt a little bit better, so like 90% of running is a mental game, man. And when your mind's not in it, you feel like, I know I haven't physically gotten slower, but everything feels slower, everything feels harder. So getting it back today is a step in the right direction. Like I really feel like I'm trying to contain my smile, but I'm actually okay. I'm happy with how it's going. We got another 2 minutes of rest before we head into the second set of 5k. That will really determine whether it goes right or left, for sure. But I'm looking forward to it rather than shying away from it, which is the first feeling I've had like this in, I want to say, close to 2 weeks now. So really excited. I kind of want this time to be over already. Yeah, let's kind of 5, not lose that momentum. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Two down, 3 to go. That was fun. That was fun. Last lap was my quickest lap. It's where we want it to be. Defo hard, but controlled effort. Let me catch my breath. Like a controlled hard, so something that is in my capacity and capabilities. The last few were like way out, so right now really happy with that. Session done, just the 2K cool down left and breakfast. But yeah, we'll debrief this session in a sec. Let me just catch my breath. Beautiful. Session done. This was the original colour of my top. I mean, this was the original colour of my top. This is the colour of my top. That's hard work, that. Yeah, no, that was a really good session. 14K banked, 10K at race pace. Feel quite confident. Feel, yeah, good coming back from... Yeah, so basically went to Montenegro, ran from Montenegro all the way to Croatia through Bosnia with one of my good friends, Herc. Stay tuned for that documentary. That's going to be really, really exciting stuff. But I went from running 100, 110 kilometer weeks to 170K that I'd done in about 3 days. So obviously took its toll on my whole body, and came back with a little niggle, which one, stopped me from doing sessions the week of being out there. Absolutely fine, I had that prepped. But two, had to take another week off when I came back. I went physio, sorted myself out, and he just told me to take another week off running. And then last week was the first week back into running after that Montenegro trip. And that trip was 350K. Herc's incredible what he done. I only done 170 of it. But yeah, coming back, that's basically 3 weeks off of doing any sort of speed. So when I was doing speed again, my legs just weren't turning over as fast as I needed them to, which mentally got me really down. So I was speaking to my sports psychologist yesterday, Robin. We were talking about like where my head is at the moment, and it wasn't in a great place, knowing what we're only 8 weeks out from Chicago, just under, and my legs just aren't turning over at marathon pace the way I needed them to. So I really, really, really needed a win today. So we went through some exercises, and he sent me some stuff to do, homework, and I've done them. And this morning I went into the session with my confidence back, and yeah, it took a lot of reframing, but I'm really happy with how the session went, and like that's given me now confidence to go and attempt this full week of sessions, because I got 4 more weeks of really, really, really hard sessions, and every single one of those is going to be in a different country, or at least a different city or a different time zone, which it is part and parcel of the life that I live, and I'm super excited to be going on those travels. I'll talk a bit more about them a little later as well, but I need to go into those with a sense of confidence. I need to go in knowing they are the crucial, can't even speak. They are the crucial sessions that I need to tick off, that I need to get done, that I need to perform well in, so and then I can line up at race day confident that I will be able to get the time that I want. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so that's the session done, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to give you a bit of a life update in terms of just what I've been up to and who I am now working with. As you all know, I've been using Cadence, the electrolyte company, for a very, very long time now, and I've now decided to partner with them to continue fueling and supporting my journey into Chicago Marathon and beyond. I guess we all know the importance of electrolytes. They are something that I've been using for a long time, and it really is important to me to align with brands who not only that I use regularly, but whose mission statement and brand statement that I align with very deeply and passionately. And I think Cadence was the perfect brand to partner with. On top of that, they have also been kind enough to give me a discount code to be able to give to you guys. So if you want to check Cadence out, or if you want to purchase anything from their website, then I've used the discount code on screen or the one in the bio, and that will save you a little bit of money when you are buying their products. The second update I wanted to give you is that I will be going out to Sydney Marathon with, again, another brand that I align very closely with, and that would be Runner. So I'm going to be doing Sydney Marathon, the first time the marathon is a major, so that's super exciting for me, and that will make major number 6 out of 7 for me, leaving Boston left, which will be next year. So I've already qualified for that. I just can't wait to run it and get my 6-star medal, but also have the 7th star in Sydney. If you want to know what Sydney's like as a major for the first year, then make sure you watch the next video, because that will be me taking you out there and showing you everything that I experienced. But if you are from Sydney and you have any recommendations in terms of food, places to go, people to see, things to visit, then do let me know in the comments down below. I have been out to Sydney before, but this will be very, very exciting for me to go in the dead of winter and hopefully run a marathon too. On the other side of Sydney, I will then be going to Japan, Tokyo specifically, to watch the World Athletics Championships with ASICS, and not only watch it, but to get to experience it and speak to some of the athletes doing incredible, incredible things. So very fortunate to be in that position. But with that being said, I still have a marathon to train for. So the fact that I'm going to be in 2 different time zones and still have to hit my longest runs of the block, it's going to be very interesting to see. So if you want to know how all of that goes and how I'm going to be managing the training, I know I've shown you how I've managed the training up until this point, but if you want to see how all the training goes while I'm away, then make sure you subscribe and watch the next few videos coming out, because they are going to get very interesting. Chicago, 6 weeks out. I can't wait to see you.